Welcome to the Highground. Today we will be reviewing episode 1 of Disney Plus's hit show, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Highground. I am, of course, your host, Adrian, and with my co-host,
Cisco.
All right, so like I said, today we're going to be discussing episode 1 of The Mandalorian, the smash hit of Disney Plus. I think they're really Disney Plus was built on this show, right? Like if this show failed, Disney Plus was gonna fall.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm kind of glad this actually started off well and it continued, and now we're waiting for season 2. That's why
season 2. Yes.
We're starting this to have a small recap for everyone else that's joining us now. And if you haven't seen it, see it. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
And if you recommend it to somebody, make sure you tell them they don't have to see the original Star Wars to watch this, because it's pretty much a standalone on its own.
Yeah, a lot of people who are not fans of Star Wars are still fans of this show because it fits that criteria of the classic Western. Like we're gonna go back to Joseph Campbell stuff. Like the hero's journey. So it's good. It's good. What did you think the first time you saw it?
I loved it. I was really taken away by it. I really enjoyed watching the stormtroopers and watching their armor kind of deteriorate.
Yeah, and it's all dirty and all that stuff. Yeah,
it looked so lived in. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed like the Western feel of it. That was also pretty cool. And I really enjoyed that Lucas was involved in this. Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And of course, what's his face? The guy who's in charge of it now.
Jon Favreau?
Jon Favreau. I couldn't remember his name for some reason.
No, like I gotta agree with you, dude. All those are on my little checklist of why I like this. I kind of like that they took it on their own. Favreau and Filoni, and they included George Lucas. They weren't afraid to include him. Like I get that feeling that with the past movies, with the sequel trilogy and some of the other standalones, they kind of just left George, to the side. And I don't know if that was a deliberate move on Kathleen Kennedy's, if she did that deliberately because this is her show now. But I don't get it. Like if they're doing a movie and you have like the author right there, like let's say if Peter Jackson had the ability to, get the input of J.R.R. Tolkien, I'm pretty sure he would have. No questions. No questions, about that. So we understood that George Lucas may have done a few mistakes in the past, but I think that
was the biggest fear that Disney had because of the prequels, and a lot of fans were turned away from the prequels, but we kind of slowly started liking them more,
because we saw things that were a lot more worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Once we started watching the new stuff, we were kind of not that there's anything wrong with the new stuff. I mean, it has its flaws. It's that I personally don't like. I mean, if you enjoy them, that's great,
Right.
But yeah, I felt like I was kind of being pushed aside. And yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay, all right. Well, let's start off with the first scene. He's on that ice planet, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the name of that ice planet?
I don't. I was trying to look for it, but I'm sure it's in Wikipedia.
Okay,
they probably have it somewhere there.
It's all right. Let's move on.
It didn't really. It wasn't there for a long time.
Yeah,
I was also trying to find the name of the creature, and there's all these names. Remember that one creature that comes out of the ice?
Yeah, the walrus creature.
The walrus.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
It wasn't John Lennon.
John Lennon? No, was that the name of the?
No, I'm just kidding. He says, "I am the walrus." He has a whole song about it. All right, let's go on.
I wouldn't be surprised. It probably has some weird anagram in there or something.
Well, like the first time I saw it, and you see Mando, and you see the back of him, and he has his little, fob. What is it? Like a detection fob or tracker fob?
I still don't know how that thing works.
Yes.
Does it work on DNA or?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah. That's what I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah. But just like that, that shot alone, a drifter, a stranger, new in town, going to the saloon, that is a classic Western. I can see.
Definitely.
If that's you switch Mando with Clint Eastwood, bam, that's a Sergio Leone
with no
movie.
name. Right.
Exactly. So I kind of like that, and when he goes into the little saloon, because I'm gonna call it a saloon. I don't think it was a cantina or nothing.
Yeah, it's like a little saloon. Yeah.
I really liked how everything looked. It was lived in, nothing too fancy, nothing too shiny. And I also liked how the aliens that were in there weren't too flamboyant. They weren't, they didn't stand out. Because, if you look at the prequel trilogy, it seems like they wanted all the aliens to stand out. They're brightly colored.
Yeah.
They have, a lot of stuff that will, I don't know, like feathers or
right, yeah, very
big
exotic.
Heads.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna spot these guys in a crowd. And then with the sequel trilogy, they have a lot of other aliens that really pop out, and I feel like that's deliberate because they're like.
Yeah, I mean the guy that they were trying to get, the blue alien. I don't know. I didn't even look up his name, but he looked like a Star Trek character, to tell you the truth.
He seemed out of place. He
did not seem like he was part of the Star Wars universe. All the other characters seemed like they were there. But when you look at him, the first thing I was like, oh man, is he? Are they gonna lean towards the Star Trek feel? But luckily his character didn't last long, and it was short, and I was kind of happy with him just disappearing in the background.
Okay, so he comes out a little bit, but I do like the Quarren in there. It's the first time you really see a Quarren up close and personal. And you see him in the background, and their tentacles don't move. But this guy, he was alive. He was,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Exactly. Davy Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
They were speaking their Huttese and all that stuff. So it was a lot of cool stuff in it. To go with his bounty, that guy, he's played by a comedian, Horatio Sands. So he's an alum, from SNL and Upright Citizens Brigade.
Right.
And I kind of like that. I figured that out as soon as I saw that. I'm like, this guy's familiar. He sounds familiar. His body type's familiar. And I kind of liked all the cameos that came out just in the first episode.
Right.
I don't know. And the whole shootout scene, and he kills that Quarren with the door and all that. It was pretty badass.
The crazy part, and this is something completely different from the characters, was the set.
Yeah.
Where they were at. The first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, they're on location, but they're not. They're not in location. They're in a soundstage. They're in that the 360-degree
set,
set. Yeah. It's all fake, but it looked realistic to me, and I was blown away with this. This is like the second time I'm watching it, or third time. It's probably like the fourth time I'm watching. I lost track, but I didn't know that they were on a on a set until I started watching behind the scenes, and I was completely blown away by this.
I was trying to notice that too. I'm like, okay, is this a real set? It's small enough to possibly be a real set. And I was looking at the walls, and I was looking at the characters behind there. I'm not too sure if they're standing in front of the screen.
Yeah.
But it blended in beautifully. It was insane.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It still blows my mind how awesome that was. and how it works. Even the lighting is just perfect because they're not on location. I mean, maybe certain scenes are on location, but other scenes I can't tell at all.
Right.
They're
it's weird, dude. It's nuts.
Just so well made.
Industrial Light and Magic really, really topped themselves with that whole thing. I'm skipping on the name of what they call it.
I can't remember the name of it either.
You watch behind the Beyond Mandalorian, that series of the making of. Get a lot of information, and I urge everyone to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure
after you watch the show. Yeah.
Whoever's watching this, please let us know down in the comments.
There you go. But I also got to say, like, Mando's theme. That little horn, that little flute, whatever it was.
Yeah. Down, with a little guitar.
Exactly. It was instantly classic. It instantly fit his character. There was no point of me watching. I'm like, all right, I got to get used to this thing. Bam, that was it. I was like, I was already sold. That's him. Definitely did.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
It took me a while to get used to the theme song. I'm kind of so spoiled with John Williams. And to hear something different, something fresh, it took me a while, and after maybe a few episodes, I was really digging it. I was really enjoying it a lot. I was kind of like even playing it on my way to work.
And at work.
And at work at times, yes.
I remember you'll be playing that at work, dude. I was like, hey, what's going on?
Especially on May the 4th. I will always play Star Wars music no matter what. That's my day. That's everyone's day.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, so if they had the decision, if they had John Williams do the score for the show, would you prefer that than Ludwig?
Of course I would, but we can't really have him for everything. How old is he now? So he's in 80s or 90s?
He's pushing it, dude. He's pushing it.
So it would be great just to try someone else, just in case. All right, so they get the guy. They cut that guy in half. The
Corn.
The squid guy, the Corn.
Yeah.
They cut him in half, which is an awesome scene. And then they're heading towards the Razor Crest, which is supposed to be an old school Clone Wars.
I've heard about that. Like it's like one of those battle shuttles or the shuttles, or I don't know. That it was repurposed or it was redesigned or it was
Because I was trying to think of the size of the ship in comparison to like the Clone Wars ship, and I'm sure everyone's gonna like get mad at me like, oh, how come you don't know the name of that one? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have like done a little bit more research, and I just wanted to talk about it.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it is. Like, it looks the same, but the Razor Crest, it has its own cockpit.
Yeah.
It has 2 seats in the cockpit. Oh, like 3 seats, right?
3 seats, yeah.
Okay. Now, the Clone Wars shuttle, it has 2 seats for the cockpit, but one pilot and the other pilot.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't think it is the same. It looks the same. Maybe it's modeled after that and the sleek design and all that stuff. Something a little familiar that it's easier for the audience to accept it. But I don't think it's like a repurposed one.
Yeah. I know. It could have been. And then he just customized it or did his thing.
Okay. We do not know.
We
don't know anything. We don't know anything.
We don't know anything. If you do, let us know.
There you go.
But we do know something. Some stuff. Also, so they get to the Razor Crest. Oh wait, I'm totally forgetting about the guy with the flute. He also came out. Well, it was not the same guy, but the same species. Which I actually did write down, and it's Kubas. That species came out of New Hope. They were also part of the Empire.
He was a guy who ratted out. Yeah, ratted everyone out.
Yeah.
Terrible guys.
I know, but he was actually pretty cool to see him.
Yeah,
as a nice little Easter egg.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then we get to know that he doesn't like droids.
No droids. Yeah.
No droids.
And then we get the human guy with the crappy ass speeder, who's played by comedian Brian Posehn. So that was nice to see him. Like I was like, oh, hey, I know that guy. I
recognized him right away. Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. Too bad he didn't last long until he got killed.
Oh yeah, he does.
Every cameo gets killed off easily.
It kind of seems like it. But no, it was cool to see him, and there was a little comedy right there. You know, it's like brings the crappy one instead of the nice one.
Yeah, and
then gets to the Razor Crest. Why do you got to park so far away?
I don't know. That doesn't make any. Maybe he was trying to sneak up on.
Like be incognito.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Because it seems like everyone parks there, and then everyone takes the shuttle or takes the ride.
So did he walk the entire time and not get killed by the creature, or?
I don't know. Maybe he got a ride, and then because it seems like there's a wooden planks reaching to that point, and then when we first saw him, he was on that wooden plank already.
Exactly.
So maybe he got a ride, and he's gonna get another ride.
Who knows?
Uber is alive and well in the galaxy.
Far, far away with flutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't use phones, use flutes.
So stupid. But we're skipping on Mando himself. When you saw Mando, what did you think? What did you think about him?
I really enjoyed his design. I was a little bit confused on the helmet because it wasn't your traditional Mandalorian helmet. It was silver, no color, no
insignias,
signet
color, like marks and all that.
It was very plain, but after a while I started enjoying his kind of like him upgrading it, his whole armor, which was really cool. I'm wondering if later on down the show, season 2, he starts adding more color to his Beskar.
Right.
Because that's the only thing that actually is Beskar, right?
That he has so far.
Is the helmet. And I think the rest is Durasteel, right? I believe.
Something like that.
Plastisteel. Yeah, one of those two. I should have done more research. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's great.
But yeah, I thought he was actually really cool. I really I wanted to see his face, but then after a while, you kind of know that they're not supposed to take off their helmets, which I find very interesting.
It's kind of contradictory because in this story, in this timeline, they're not supposed to take off their helmets, and you don't see any Mandalorian take off their helmet in front of somebody else, another human.
Right.
But in the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff, they take off their helmets.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering, how did that come about? And why is it that they can't take off their helmets? I'm hoping that they when we get to season 2, they answer that.
Do you think it's because after the Great Purge, it's more like a symbolic thing?
Probably.
In solidarity, maybe? I don't know. I don't know.
It's
hopefully,
almost, it's almost like they don't show their face so they won't be recognized, and you don't know who's who behind the armor. I mean, it's like the same thing with Boba Fett. We don't get to see his face. He never takes it off. He has it on the entire time.
But he wasn't a real Mandalorian.
According to Clone Wars, yes.
Okay.
So, who knows? Maybe they'll change that later on down the line. He actually does become Mandalorian, which I find kind of interesting, even though they're in the same area. But then they say that it was a bounty hunter that took the armor. We'll find out. There's still a lot of answers. Season 2 hopefully answers that, damn it.
We're still waiting on that trailer.
I know. Well, yeah.
I know. We'll see. By this... But I when I first saw him, I liked his little design. Because we're used to seeing the bounty hunters and the Mandalorians, especially, they kind of have a color scheme to them.
Right.
Jango was light blue. Boba is green. And then you got like the cartoon characters, you know, in Star Wars and Rebels.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Clone Wars and Rebels, and they all have this color scheme. And his color scheme is kind of like what, like brown and orange, and like
he's kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a real Mandalorian yet.
No, yeah, he's in training, or he's not officially yet, but
yeah,
he still looked cool. Like, it was a little weird to see his helmet without that little like visor. Yeah, but it still works out for me, and I think you know, Pedro Pascal, he does a very good job. And his voice sounds cool. Like, he's one of those guys that his voice is recognizable, and it sounds pretty cool. And especially when it comes to that little like filter, that little sound that they add on to the voice. It sounds good. It sounds menacing. And he has that awesome first line. You know, it's like, I could bring you in warm, or I could bring you in cold, which I digged a lot.
Yeah. Did you get that this show had a lot of did you ever watch Firefly?
No.
If you watch that, it has the same vibes, like the same feel to it. Well, of course, like Firefly was very westernish. If you guys haven't seen it, I really recommend that you guys watch it. It's really good. But I feel like they almost copied the same palette, because it almost has the same color.
Oh,
same
really?
Colors, yeah. So you should check it out. Very set in a very Western world. You could tell that I think it's directed by Joss Whedon too.
Right. So
Joss Whedon had like a really good influence on Firefly, and so, but he loved Star Wars, so I'm sure he wanted to mimic Star Wars his own way, and it's actually good.
So it's one mimicking one.
Yeah.
That who was already mimicking something else.
Right. Exactly. So I mean, once you see it, you'll understand.
Right. All right. I'll check it out.
All right. So they finally make it onto the Razor Crest, and they get attacked by that big giant creature.
The walrus.
John Lennon.
Yeah. There you go. It's for all you music fans out there.
And we get to see Mandalorian actually use his blaster rifle.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since
the Christmas episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was Boba Fett's first weapon.
Yeah.
And he gets to use it on that creature.
It was pretty cool to see that thing. You know, like it looks modernized, because, you know, when you see it in the cartoon, it's a little dorky looking.
Yeah.
But this thing looks pretty cool, and it does some damage just by.
Oh, yeah. We'll wait until we get to season 2 and talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 2.
Yeah. What it's really capable of.
Oh my God, yeah. That's what it actually, like, I was surprised by that thing.
What did you think when speaking of the holiday special, when the guy mentions Life Day?
Life Day.
Yeah.
I was excited to hear it. I was like, oh, hey, I know. It's like that meme that they have. Where I'm like, hey, I know where that's from.
Yeah. There you go. So my question is, it's a Wookiee holiday.
Yes.
Now, when did it start becoming popular throughout the galaxy? And is it like recognized as a holiday for everyone else?
I'm sure it probably is. I think the Wookiees really embrace it. Because I guess it's like the same thing as Christmas. Like, here in, like, not everyone adopts it, but eventually people started adopting it and enjoying it. So I'm guessing Life Day became something huge throughout the whole universe.
Because it's a type of holiday in which, like, you really can't be against it. Like, you know, celebrates life and this and that. It's all nice and all that. Yeah. So, like, if you're gonna be like, no, screw Life Day, you know, I'm not gonna participate in that Wookiee holiday. You're like a jerk. So I think it's just easier to embrace it and celebrate it with the Wookiees than, you know, be against it, because it is like who wants to be against it? I don't know.
Well, they do celebrate it over at Disneyland, Disney World.
Really?
Yeah.
What days does it fall on?
The 25th. Duh. It's Christmas.
Oh, shit. All right. I guess I
Yeah.
forgot about it. I forgot about the date.
Which I still haven't been to. I want to go to Batu so badly.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't had a chance to
Hopefully,
go.
hopefully, when we're able to go,
Mm-hmm.
we could go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you'll see a lot of people there. So Life Day.
Mm-hmm.
I really was happy for them like bringing that up. What about you? What did you think when you heard it?
I instantly, it hit with me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So many references already, and it's like not even 10 minutes.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's just they were just pouring it like on us. After Life Day, what did you think of the carbon freeze chamber?
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was
one.
Yes,
it's portable.
I wrote that right there. Portable carbon freezer. That is badass. Like, I never really thought about that because when you watch Empire Strikes Back, it seems like that whole facility is based on supporting that little thing. So him having a portable one, it's like, holy crap!
Right.
It's just like,
yeah.
And it's a good way to to collect a bounty. All these bounties at once, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. When I first saw him looking through, and you see that the guy's already frozen, and I'm like, damn, that's cool. Another reference.
Yeah. How did it? Okay, so I know in Empire Strikes Back, they're talking about carbon freezing Luke, right?
Right.
And they tested it on. They're saying, "Oh, we'll test it on Han Solo." So does that mean prior to Empire Strikes Back, no one's ever used carbon freezing because it was too dangerous?
I don't know. Was it only unique to Cloud City?
Exactly.
I don't know. I think like this would be a good method of imprisonment or like punishment that the Empire would certainly embrace.
Oh yeah, to use, right? So Darth Vader would know about it.
Exactly. So, and he was already planning on using it with with Luke. I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good question.
So that's after Bespin, did someone go, okay, or one of the Ognaughts that decided to go like, oh, you know what? I can make some money off of it. I'm gonna make portable ones.
Yeah.
And use it for bounty hunters, or maybe Boba Fett had his hand on it. Right.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because even Boba Fett was like, "Oh, what if he doesn't survive?"
Yeah, he was even iffy about it, right?
Exactly.
He was like, "Yeah."
So maybe after that, it just became a big hit. After Boba Fett, got to Jabba and said, "Hey, you know what? We carbon freezed him. He's alive. He's not dead. That thing works.
You could put him on the wall."
Exactly. So someone there decided. They must have decided to create their own carbon freezing, portable carbon freezing, and became a millionaire.
Okay,
so
when the Mandalorian was picking out, he was at the Starship dealership, and the salesman, which I want to say is like a Watto guy, right? It's like, all right, here you go. Here's this, the Razor Crest, and I'll throw in the carbon freezer portable if you give me a percentage of this.
Exactly.
So did he grab the Razor Crest already with it inputted, or did he install that himself?
I think he must have installed it afterwards. He must have bought the Razor Crest,
right?
And then Mando must have been like, "Hey, what is that?" Is it? "Oh, it's a carbon freezing." Or maybe the guy that was trying to sell it to him was like, "Hey, we have this carbon freezing thing. If you want it, and just install it, and just freeze whoever you want, for an extra profit."
There you go.
And he must have been like, "You know what? Yeah, I don't want to jail. I don't want to have these guys in prison causing like a ruckus. I don't want them to see me going to the bathroom since he has it like."
How do you use that bathroom? How do you use that bathroom?
It looks like a regular bathroom, but it just doesn't have any privacy to it.
It doesn't. I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
Like, well,
I think
know.
that's the reason why he freezes them. He freezes them, and they're not looking at him; they're looking away from the toilet.
There you go.
So
I think Mando's a little shy. He can't go if
he gets pee
anybody's
shy.
near him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so they arrive at Navarro.
Navarro.
Mm-hmm. Classic Western style looking planet.
Mm-hmm. We see some Jawas there, some off-world Jawas.
Off-world Jawas, which is still confusing to me, but we'll get that for next episode. See a lot of cool looking characters, some aliens, some human looking people and all that.
Yeah.
Goes into that cantina. Now this is a cantina, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So this is a cantina.
It's a cantina / guild. Because that's where the guild operates from, the bounty hunter guild.
So is it run by them? Is it like their headquarters, or is it just like a bar in which Carl Weathers is like, all right, I'm gonna sit on this booth and that's where I'm gonna do my business?
Well, he's the one that's selling the bounties.
Right, but is he also the owner of the cantina? Is that like the headquarters, or he just happens to do his work there?
I think he happens to do his work there.
It's like the Starbucks, and he's the screenwriter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's gonna come take a booth all by himself,
exactly,
and just do his business there.
Yeah, and maybe the owner is kind of like, you know what? He brings in business. There's everyone's always drinking there.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah. It seems like that town is run by the guild in a weird way.
Yeah, in one way or another, because everyone had. Once we get to the third episode, has a tracking fob. The entire town has a tracking fob. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to find out. If it's actually. Well, I mean, they probably do have it written down somewhere. We didn't look it up. I'm sorry. I didn't look it up.
It's okay.
but we run into Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, dude. Yeah. Apollo Creed himself. Oh my God.
He did an amazing job too.
He was good in it, dude.
Yeah.
He was good in it. Yeah.
And I would have thought that he wouldn't have fit the character, or something where he actually, or something that he would be against or him doing. I hope every time I see his movies, he's always playing something modern or somewhere or something where it's action packed. But I never would have seen him do any sci-fi at all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a Star Wars guy. Like it was cool to see him.
Right.
And I don't know if he's doing this like as a favor to his grandkids or his kids are fan, because you get a lot of people like that. But he fit the part wonderfully.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he became one of my favorite characters. I didn't trust him at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really disliked him. I was like, oh man, he's doing such a good job.
What's his name? Grief
Karga.
Okay, all right, there you go. I liked that little scene. I liked how the galactic credits are a crap currency now, and he brings out the calamari. Can't even speak. The calamari flan.
Flan, yeah. Is that like flan as in like the Mexican
custard dish? I love it.
Custard dish.
I love it. It was a shout out. I was like, hey, there you go. I don't know. I've never seen that money before. I like when they introduce new things. Like this has been around, but this is the first time you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
And the galactic credits to me, they look dirty. See Republic credits in the prequels. They're all nice and shiny and all that. And the galactic credits look like they just came from a toilet. So, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, you got to think about it too. It's like the Republic was smaller, and then when the Empire came along, it was larger. So that money must have been going everywhere. Or they're producing much more of it.
Okay. All right.
So that's my take.
So he gives Mando the job, right? Gives him the job, and Mando goes and sees the client,
which is Werner Herzog.
Yes, famous director and film director and documentarian. Yeah, have you seen a lot of his movies? Are you familiar with his work?
Not 100%, no.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories of him like going nuts. Like he threatened one of his actors to shoot him.
Yeah.
If he didn't get the scene right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like he's you don't mess around with this guy.
Oh no. Well, no, like even like hearing stories about like the whole Baby Yoda thing.
Oh yeah, like
I know people are gonna be saying it's all Baby Yoda. I know it's all Baby Yoda.
It's the
the child. But to me, he will always be Baby Yoda until he actually has a real name. I don't want to call him the child.
Why not? What do you got against the child?
I don't have anything against the child. I just love calling him Baby Yoda. Everyone calls him Baby Yoda anyways.
You're gonna piss off Jon Favreau because he got mad at Bob Iger for calling him Baby Yoda.
Really?
Yeah, like
but he
Iger
can't be mad at the fans.
Iger sent him a little email saying, "Hey, congratulations! Everyone loves Baby Yoda," and like he sent back like his name is the child.
I don't think that's his name, the child.
Even now it is.
I know. Taika Waititi even knows the name of the child. He's like, I know the name of the child, but I'm not telling anyone. I'm like,
he knows
what?
It?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm pretty sure next season, next season it will come out because he got to name him, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably give him some weird, funky name. It's gonna be Baby Yoda. You remind me of Yoda.
Oh my God.
Call you Baby Yoda.
I never even heard of the Jedi before, but I know this Yoda guy.
I know. How do they not know about him? About the Jedi?
I like that part. But we'll get into it later in that episode. Yeah. But what'd you think when you knocked on the door and that thing came out?
Oh, from the Jabba's palace, the little security. It has a name again.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it. Return of the Jedi is also one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Seeing that was awesome. I really enjoyed the little arm. And was it? I want to know, did the same voice actor do the same sound effects?
I don't know, but it sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
I want one of those for my house.
Yeah.
Like pizza guy rings the doorbell.
All you have to do is just get like a little light bulb or whatever and just like open the door.
And it's like blinking lights. Yeah.
And then you make your own little voice. Little mic.
It's something I gotta do. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll go over the project. Let's do this. Let's start a little security detailing with these little droids.
Oh, for sure. We could definitely. We'll make a profit out of that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So he gets. Okay, so he meets the client Werner Herzog, and then he meets is Dr. Pershing? No, Pershing?
Yeah, Dr. Pershing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think he is? You think he's a clone? Do you think he's...
Well, the little insignia that he has on
his arm,
Camino.
Patch.
Yeah, it's a Camino patch. Mm-hmm. It's all over the internet. All the Star Wars fans, nerds, aficionados, our comrades. Like they all like automatically pointed out. They're like, "Oh, that's from Camino."
Right.
So automatically that makes him a cloner. Mm-hmm. What is he cloning? We don't know yet. Is he going to clone Baby Yoda? We don't know yet. There's not much. He's still a mysterious character.
He wants he wants this thing alive.
Yeah, definitely. He wants to protect it too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I really want to know more about this character. So hopefully we get to see more of him in the second season. I
also like that he wears glasses inside.
Oh yeah, that's like the first character that ever has glasses.
Like sunglasses, right? Yeah. Is it glasses or sunglasses?
It's regular glasses.
Like, it's regular glasses?
Yeah.
It's one of those details, and you're like, okay, you could trust this guy. Yeah. He's a real scientist because he has glasses.
Glasses, yeah. Like every other character, like you see everyone in Star Wars not have glasses, and he's like the first one that actually has glasses.
There's two incidences throughout. I want to say maybe there's three, but there's two that I know for sure in which a Star Wars character has glasses. It's this guy, and then it's in Rebels, in which that little modern Imperial ship that they send that droid. like a reconnaissance droid, and the operator of that monitoring, vessel. He has glasses on. So he's a little
like
bald
goggles,
guy.
right?
No, they're actual glasses. Like actual glasses.
Oh, you gotta watch that.
I forget the name, but those are the only two incidences that I recall of Star Wars characters, or in the universe, wearing glasses.
Interesting.
Which I wear glasses myself, and I'm like, hell yeah, there's some representation in it. I love it.
I know, I'm cool. I actually have Star Wars glasses. I'm kidding. I'm gonna start getting my glasses kind of similar to his. Hopefully they do bring out more characters with glasses.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Not? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of visually impaired people in the galaxy. It's a galaxy, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly. But he works for the Empire, so he should be able to get like some sort of LASIK or fake eyes.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
right. Like
bionic eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised that the Emperor never wore glasses, like walking around.
He has a cane. He's all decrepit. Why not some glasses? I don't know.
Right.
A hearing aid, maybe.
He probably does, and we don't even get to see it because he has like his hood on.
What?
Or maybe he has contacts. Yeah, he has contacts on. Sith contacts. That's the reason why his eyes are red.
And Anakin's eyes are red for like that one scene and never again.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
It does.
It's like, here, Anakin, you need contacts. Where are these?
Oh my god, dude.
That's how it happened. And then he dropped them, and then he dropped them afterwards.
That was a cool scene when he had that eyes, and then like that was it.
Yeah.
Why? But I digress.
Yeah.
So he gets the mission. Right. He's ready to go. He's got that little.
Give him the Beskar.
The Beskar, right?
It's the Beskar.
He goes underneath the the catacombs of the city or something like that.
Like the sewers. It was like the sewers, yeah.
Right. And we see like a whole community of Mandalorians there. And we see some kids running around, and I never noticed until I started watching it again to review it. Be fresh in my mind. Yeah. That those kids have helmets on too.
Right. Yeah.
Now those like legitimate Mandalorian helmets,
they're
they're like
Mandalorian helmets. They're shapely. They're a different shape.
It's a weird shape. Yeah.
Yeah. It has like this weird, almost dome-ish type.
Like in the back of the head, it kind of looked like there was, something more circular.
Yeah.
In the back.
Maybe it's to keep them from taking them off.
So, let's just say like there's a Mandalorian like bar mitzvah, and you get the real helmet. Like, is that your thing? You get the real helmet,
right?
And you get rid of your child helmet. I don't know. Maybe that's something that they will bring up on season 2.
I'm just surprised that they have kids running around the sewers. Like, are there, like, I want to know, are there female or caretakers or male nannies taking care of these kids?
Well, it's a warrior-based society. So I'm assuming that either the men or the women who are watching these kids are going to encourage them to get in scrubs.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to shenanigans.
Right. Like, the only female we see is the armor.
So far.
And she's like in charge.
Yeah, she's like the respected one, because she makes all the armor. Like, that's a respectable and a sacred, I want to say, sacred position.
Yeah, and then the crest that's hanging over, the Mandalorian crest. I'm sure it's made out of Beskar.
The Mythosaur skull.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, like, wouldn't you melt that and like make armor for everyone else? Because it seems like that's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like it's a sacred and holy image to the Mandalorians, like kind of like similar to the cross.
That's true. Yeah.
Would you melt down the cross so everyone can have a piece of it? Maybe.
I mean,
it's
real. I mean, if it's for the way they are, maybe.
Maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe it's more. It represents more to them as an image than a piece of armor.
Right.
Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's what'd you think of the armor when she came up?
I thought she was really interesting. The first thing I thought of was How to Train Your Dragon, because like the way
it's a fox. She has a fox around her.
Yeah. So it's like you grab the costumes from a Viking,
right,
and then you just put the helmet over it.
She looks pretty cool. I gotta
I
say,
thought
like
she was
she
badass.
has her helmet's gold.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it has those little horns. I'm not too sure if those represent Darth Maul's horns.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do answer that in the next season, because at the end of Clone Wars, there were some Mandalorians that actually did have the horns.
Yeah, and they had like those tattoos shaped. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the shape of her helmet because it's a lot different.
Oh, it's completely different than anyone else.
Yeah, so we're used to the classic T visor, and she has the little eyes. It looks like a ancient Greek Corinthian helmet.
Yes,
which I was totally down for. I'm like, yeah, anything that's
very
similar
Spartan-like,
but different. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I was really down for that, and it looked pretty cool. She sounds cool. She knows what she's doing. She's like the de facto leader of this little clan and all that.
That's why I'm hoping that next season, when they're like, "This is madness," and then that's where she just comes out of nowhere and she's like, "This is," instead of saying Sparta, she says, "The way." Kicks the guy into the cauldron.
He all burns up.
Exactly. This is the way. Gah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for that next season.
It was pretty cool to see her, do her thing. Like she pits that little brick there, and it melts instantly. That was pretty cool to
definitely.
see.
Yeah.
And I just know
the Beskar is hard to melt, according to legend.
Yeah, because it's so strong. Right. But I did like how she mentioned that the leftovers of the Beskar, she's gonna give it to the foundlings.
Yeah.
So we had a little discussion before we started recording, like, why is Mando the only Mandalorian who is eligible to leave this, hideout?
Right.
Because it seems like only he leaves. He goes, he comes in. Yeah. No one else. No, they're all hiding in there.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Because I feel like maybe my theory is that maybe he's collecting money, like he's
right,
like he's an earner. He gives back to the clan.
Yeah, I think prior to the story start beginning, from where we see him tracking things, they're all taking turns, and so when he started his job, his turn to go get a certain amount of money, right? So he takes off, right? Like, so it was his turn. He's doing this, and we start off the whole Mandalorian season with him. So he's doing his thing. I'm sure if he goes off world, he comes back or something, because I'm sure they all have their turns. It just doesn't make any sense that he would just go on his own first and do his thing, and then everyone else just stays in the sewers, because how long is he going to be out there for,
that's true. Like, I don't know, like they talk about that, but they don't go into detail. So like, is this like a commune of Mandalorians? Like, you give and you take,
right?
Like he gives.
Yeah. And do they all share the Razor Crust? It's like right.
It's like, hey Mando, I need it for a date. Something like that. Like, I don't know. I got a date in Naboo.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing maybe they all have their own ships.
Yeah, I want to say that.
Right.
I don't know why he's the only one that's eligible to leave, but that's a good question. Maybe later we could figure that out. Now is not the time. But I do like how
season 2.
Hopefully in season 2 they get more into that.
Damn it, season 2! Hurry up, damn trailer!
By this recording, we haven't no trailer yet.
Maybe by the time you guys see it, it's out.
So he bounces. He leaves Navarro, he goes and does his, his bounty. He has that fob. And how do you know? Like the fob just blinks.
Right.
So they gave him the information. Like the client gave him the information to the planet.
Yeah.
Okay, so he knows which planets to stop at.
Well, I think it's almost like a compass.
Mm.
You know, he moves into a certain location, and they know the last spot where the
asset.
The asset.
Yeah.
How do you have to say it in Werner Herzog's voice when you say asset?
Asset.
The
I don't
asset.
You can't do German accents.
You must find the asset.
Hey, that sounded pretty good. Hey, there you go. I gotta say that.
Well, if you ever need someone to do the voiceover of Werner Herzog in the future, I'm available. So he goes off to find the asset.
Right.
And what world does he arrive on?
I don't know, dude.
Do the research on that.
I was supposed to do the research on that?
No, I should have done the research too, but I didn't even do it. So they get to this world, right? Which is, it's kind of like a very
it's similar to Navarro.
Yeah, but it's more
Rocky,
like plains. Yeah, kind of like rocky plains, very farm-ish.
I got to tell you, the first time I saw this episode, I thought he was still on Navarro.
Yeah.
Like I thought he just like went from one side.
Yeah.
And then landed on the other side,
Right.
Like it was easier for him to just do that instead of flying.
Have you ever noticed that like every Star Wars planet is it's like one desert, the entire planet's a desert, or like it's like the entire planet's a whole city, the whole planet's like entire forest.
It's simplified. I don't get it. Like the only planet that has like different climates, I want to say, is Naboo.
But Naboo it's all perfect.
I don't know. Is it?
It's like a very green world with a lot of lakes and subterranean.
Yeah, but like we don't know what part of the planet it is, but it has different looks to it.
Right.
Think about it. Tatooine, desert.
Right.
Alderaan, ash.
Asteroids.
Yeah. Yavin 4, jungle. Maybe even Yavin 4 has like a desert somewhere around there. I don't know. I think it's just simple. It's
right.
We don't need to know too much about it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really bug me. Like I just automatically, it's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like thinking about. It's like, why is it every planet? It's just like one big giant thing. Like you would think that that Coruscant is like the whole world's a big giant planet.
Right.
I mean, a big giant city. Right. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, what's in the other side of the city? What's over there? Like, is the entire city, like the entire world, is it populated?
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, the further you're away from the main area, it's like poorer.
Imagine the carbon levels on that planet, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Everyone breathing out.
Yeah, this is true. It should be very polluted.
Absolutely.
But they all like to live there. It's a prime world.
You do see some crappy parts of Coruscant in episode 2, but we're drifting. Yeah. We're drifting off. Let's stick to it.
Okay, so they make it to this planet, and he's looking around. He sees a couple of blurgs.
Blurgs. Okay. Now, remember blurgs from the Ewoks, right? The Ewoks.
Yes, that's
movies.
where they made their first appearance.
Right. And then they made an appearance again in Rebels. I don't like how they look. They look so dorky to me.
They look like fish, like little piranhas. Right.
And like the stupid, chubby, like trunk-like legs. It doesn't fit to me. I don't know. Like This is one thing I'm like, okay, you could have added something else a lot cooler, like. Yeah. But they wanted to keep it.
They could use the same horses that they used for Rise of Skywalker, right? Like very, very majestic.
Right. I don't know, but
You know, they could have tied it in together, right? Like horses, but no, they went with blurgs.
It's all right, I guess.
Oh,
it's not my favorite choice, but
yeah. So he's looking down the little scope, right? And a blurg comes out of nowhere and attacks Mando, right? Mm-hmm. So Mando tries to roast him with a flamethrower.
Right.
But it grabs onto his hand. Mm-hmm. Right, and it's like moving around. I thought it would have like ripped his arm by now, right?
Like how powerful is a blurg bite?
Yeah,
like, it has teeth, but it looks like it's more rounded teeth than like pointy.
Right.
Not like a canine.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So he gets it loose, right? And then and then he gets his other arm.
He's punching the hell out of its eye.
Yeah. But it's not working, so
it's not working. Yeah,
stop punching his eye.
So, like, you know, they'd say if you ever get caught in a jaw of a shark, you poke it in the eye.
You punch the nose.
You punch its nose, or you go for its eye.
Right.
Right.
Really? So, I don't know. It was his eye. I thought it was like the tip of his nose.
Well, in the show, he's punching its eye, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. He's like.
Yeah. It's not working on this freaking guy.
No.
Maybe doesn't he have like a blade, like a vibrating blade?
He does have a vibrating blade, but he doesn't use it. Which come out yet. Then this is when Quill comes and saves him.
Quill the Ugnaught. Now I like this depiction of an Ugnaught instead of the goofy looking pig guys from.
Oh yeah, definitely. They actually Empire. Did a really good job. Fixing him up a little bit more.
It looks a lot better.
The prosthetics are so much better than how they used to look in Empire. Mm-hmm.
Now, in Empire, it seems like they have tusks.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't have tusks.
He does not, no.
No.
So I wonder if he's like a different species.
Yeah, like a different form of an Ugnaught. I don't know. It seems like he's a lot taller, too, than the other Ugnaughts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we could go into deeper.
Yeah, and like the face is a little bit chunkier. Because you look at the Ugnaughts in Empire Strikes Back, they look a lot hairier. Their hair
a lot rounder too.
Yeah. And then you look at Quill, and Quill's a little bit more perfect,
detailed, a lot more detailed.
He doesn't look as damaged or messed up.
I like Quill. I liked how he looked. Mm-hmm. Nick Nolte plays, the voice.
Mm-hmm. He did a great job. I thought he would have been like crazy trying to do his voice when I first heard that he was gonna voice him.
It kind of looks like Nick Nolte too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a good job.
Like he has the Nolte eyebrows and all that stuff too. It was good. Like his voice fit that character very well. Did he
wear the prosthetics?
No, I don't think so.
Or was it someone else?
It was somebody else. Like they got a stunt woman. I believe it was a woman who.
Oh, a stunt woman.
Yeah, who was the actual body.
Oh wow!
And then they just played his voice.
Yeah.
And they motioned.
Motion captured.
Not motion captured, but I think it was
animatronic.
Animatronic. So like when he spoke, the animatronic would match the words being projected in the studio.
Right.
So that woman, had to look at Mando the perfect time so that she could do that, or the words could fit perfectly. And it looked really good. Like, I love characters that if you could pull them off, just do a practical effect.
Right. Yeah.
Don't cheat yourself and cheat the audience and cheat the storytelling and cheat the way of how the story in the movie or TV show looks just by a computer animated thing. Yeah.
No, definitely. And I think they did an amazing job because I really enjoyed that character and I was really satisfied with Nick Nolte's performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Same thing with like that's why it was and his catchphrase is I've spoken.
I've spoken. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I was saying that for the longest time when I saw this.
And then it got replaced by This Is the Way. And
This Is the Way. There you go. It survived like 2 episodes, 2 weeks, and then it was replaced.
It was gone.
So the whole scene when Mando's trying to like mount the blurg,
right,
and he's getting frustrated, and
right.
like I like how Quill's like, your ancestors
rode the great Mythosaur.
Yeah, all that
Mythosaur.
stuff. I liked how that was like a really nod, like a jod. I'm sorry, like he hit below the belt. I want to feel like when he said that because he's a very educated.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's very educated.
He was even saying like, oh yeah, I read stories about you. You're the first Mandalorian I've ever met.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. It gives a sense of like a lot more backstory, a lot more history, a lot more purpose to what the Mandalorian represents in this time.
Yeah.
So I kind of like how they kind of added that.
Yeah. What is Quill Farm there?
He filmed. I think he's like a herd or a shepherd.
Yeah.
Or a
blurg shepherd.
Yeah. I think that's what he does.
Okay.
I don't know can you harvest them for meat or anything else?
I don't know.
Is there a blurg juice?
Blurg juice, like Jawa juice.
Jawa juice.
Jawa juice.
Oh man.
Oh my God, we're getting dark. All right, so he leads them to the encampment where the tracker is leading to. Like, and like so many people have come here, right? And he's like, oh yeah, go deal with that. I have spoken. Right, and then we run into IG-11.
IG-11 played, voiced by Taika Waititi.
And so I thought that was really cool. From what I saw in Celebration, when I first saw IG-11 going crazy with this shootout, I was like, oh my God, this is before like I knew it was IG-11. I was like, oh my God, it's IG-88.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I thought the same thing when I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, he's coming back.
And so seeing IG-11 there, after they said like, oh no, it's just IG-11. I was really taken away by that.
Right.
I was really enjoyed how he moved and how his little eyes were moving everywhere, and he has like all these other little peripherals. That was really cool. It
was a very nice thing, an exciting thing to see, because like when you see IG-88, he just stands there in episode 5. So seeing a similar assassin droid go all nuts and do the thing in which you think assassin droid, this is what they do. Right?
Yeah.
They finally show it.
It was the dream come true.
Exactly. And I want to say like it was very exciting for them to do this, to film it, to animate it, to act it out, to write it, as much as it was exciting for us to view it.
Right.
And he goes all nuts. He takes down practically everybody. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, but then he wants to self-destruct so many times. Like what, two or three times? He wants to like, oh yeah, we're not gonna make it. They can't capture me.
I like that part. It added there was a lot of humor in the show. And
it didn't take away from it.
No, it didn't. It didn't. No. It fit perfectly. And Taika Waititi's like monotone voice. It fit perfectly. You could hear his Kiwi accent in there, but like it still fits perfectly.
Oh no, he did an amazing job. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what project he's gonna work on next.
Absolutely, I think he's playing the main villain in James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Really?
That just came out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's gonna voice the main villain.
Oh, okay.
So that's exciting. And then of course his Star Wars movie that's coming out.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Absolutely. Or if he comes back for season 2, we'll see. I know he's not directing any episodes for season 2.
Oh no.
But hopefully he does make an appearance in one way.
Another IG-11 unit.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So I like the whole shootout scene, like him and Mando just taking all those guys out,
teaming up and taking everyone out,
and then using the cannon, that blaster cannon.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
because like IG-11 distracts the guy with the cannon, starts blasting him, and that's when Mando takes advantage of using his grappling hook, pulls it away from them, shoots the guy that's manning it, and he goes complete commando, like Rambo, like
He has it. He even has it right there. He's like, yeah.
So that was cool.
That was exciting to see.
Yeah.
All those shootouts, because that's something we kind of didn't really see in the movies. A little bit in the TV shows, but in the movies, like you get a lot of sword play, which is exciting enough. But like you don't really see a lot of shootouts. Like I want to say like the only shootouts you possibly see is probably like Han Solo and Chewie shooting these guys, but that's about it.
Right.
So it's very exciting to see a Star Wars shootout, live action shootout. So they finally get inside the building,
right? And
the fob is blinking away and all that, and they find this little what's like a nest or something like that. Like
it was like a little incubator, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And my other thing is like, okay, it opens up and we get to it reveals the child, aka Baby Yoda. Jon Favreau, it's Baby Yoda, right? Don't get mad at me.
Oh God!
Until you give me the actual name, I will call it Baby Yoda.
It's coming up.
So we get to see the child. Right? All right. He's in there for 50 years. So did he ever eat anything? Did they know about it? Were they taking care of it? Like, was it like, what was going on that the Empire couldn't go there, and just demolish everyone, right? Because they had the resources to destroy the whole planet.
Right. It seems like Gideon has a whole legion.
Exactly. So why couldn't he take the entire legion over to the planet to get the asset?
Maybe. Okay, here's my theory.
Okay.
So whoever these guys belong to, whoever was guarding this child, has to be a part of something bigger. Maybe it's a crime syndicate.
Right.
Maybe it's a rival Imperial warlord, because at this time the Empire's broken. All these Moffs and generals and admirals, they're all basically warlords now, controlling little parts of them. So maybe it'll be better to have somebody go in, one person, or in this case, two people, grab this thing, and no one knows who these people are, instead of like a full-on attack, because it's going to bring a lot of attention to you. It's going to bring a lot of like attention to your enemies, like they see that you're doing this, and whoever was in charge of the child, or whoever was in charge of those guys to keep the child safe.
Right. But for 50 years?
I don't know. That's weird. I don't know if the child was in there for that long. Maybe he came out.
Yeah.
Maybe, they walked around.
Is as old as Anakin.
Yes. He was supposedly, if this is true, he should have been born the same time Anakin was born. So, I don't...
Which is interesting, right? Like,
I don't know.
Is it like another dyad in the Force?
This is the prime time of the Jedi. Now the Jedi, they focused on Force-sensitive children.
Yeah, and Yoda would have known about this, right?
And I'm pretty sure somebody would have known about this guy.
Right.
They would have sensed him. They would have, had I don't know, somebody tell him about this thing.
And like Yaddle and Yoda, like they got it on the baby, and then they were trying to transport the baby back to the home world, but they lost it.
Right. Maybe that's a dark secret of theirs.
Maybe that's how Yaddle got captured, and we never hear from her again.
She was killed off between episodes.
Exactly. So I don't know. What do you think? Huh?
No, it's a theory. It's a theory.
Right. She lost the baby.
But I'm thinking like this incubator is kind of like a dog kennel, that you let the dog out, and then when it's time to go to sleep, you put him back in.
Like a hyperbolic chamber. where like
in a way, yeah.
sleeps, and then when they opened it up, like Baby Yoda woke up.
Maybe.
Could be. Maybe they don't eat.
He has an appetite in the next episode.
That's true. 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the baby could get out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He gets out when everyone else is asleep, goes out, eats a frog, and then goes back into the
and no one's none the wiser.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so IG wants to kill this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he got the same
tracking bomb,
like task as the Mandalorian, why is he so like excited to kill this thing than to take it in alive?
Because even Werner Herzog, I totally can't remember his actual character name.
The client.
That's not his real name, is it? He has
name. It's what he's known as.
Like Baron.
Oh, I don't know.
But he tells him like, oh, if you kill him, that's acceptable too, but for half the pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a smaller amount. So if you bring him alive, we'll pay you the full amount.
But IG says, he says it must be terminated.
Yeah, because
it must be terminated.
Werner Herzog told him, "Hey, kill the asset."
Okay, so you think he sent Mando to either bring it in alive or dead, and he sent IG-88 just to kill the thing?
I think what happened when he told Mando bring him alive, he had to do it because he was being watched. Because Mando wasn't aware about someone else going to go look for the asset. He thought he was the only one until he saw IG-88, and he's like, "Oh, what? We're doing the same job?"
Right.
Even IG-88 was like confused. He wasn't sure about what was going on. So I'm guessing that they had different orders from different people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's what I was thinking.
All right, that could be it.
So he's about to kill him, right?
Right.
And that's when Mando shoots IG-11, knocks him out, and he reaches his hand out and connects with the child, and that's how it ends.
There you go.
Dave Filoni.
his first ever live action direction, which he did wonderful.
Oh yeah,
I gotta say, this is a lot of stuff, a lot of action scenes, a lot of cool shots, a lot of things, and I think he did really well for his first time.
No, and he had George Lucas training him how to be a director.
And Favreau too.
Favreau, he had Favreau's help too. Yeah. So they had a lot of help. Lucky guy. I mean, do you ever watch Avatar: Last Airbender? Yeah. That was his show. He was, and from that to do Clone Wars and to
Rebels.
Yeah, to be very, very liked by the community.
The guy's living the dream, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
The guy is living the dream.
That was my dream. That's my dream. I want to be Filoni.
He's living the dream. There. Yeah.
Maybe someday.
That's so cool.
Who knows?
Well, no.
I can't give up. I can't give up hope. Lucasfilms, please give me a job. Give me a job.
Why not?
That's my Werner Herzog.
Oh god.
Give
All right.
Me a job.
So that's episode 1, The Mandalorian. Wonderful, dude. First time I saw it, I was blown away. I'm like, why? Why do I gotta wait another week?
And why is it so short?
And why? It's very short.
It's super short. Yeah.
It's so entertaining. You don't really care.
Yeah, it goes by really fast.
It goes by real quick, but you're just having a.
It feels like
time.
It's 15 minutes.
Yeah, in a weird way. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. But I don't know. Like I want to say, like Netflix kind of spoiled me, which they have a whole season out. And this is like the first show I ever watched on Disney Plus, so I was assuming it was going to be the same thing. But no, they did it bi-weekly. And at first I hated that idea because I just wanted to binge watch the whole thing.
Right.
But then, like, I think it kind of worked to their advantage and to our advantage because every week me and you and other people will talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the water cooler, that water cooler thing. Talk about it. We'll discuss these things. We'll theorize until next episode, and then it came out, and then we'll do it over and over and over again. for 8 episodes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed talking to you about it. And every week we're like, oh, I can't wait for this to happen. Oh, what do you think this is gonna happen? Or where do you think that's gonna go? And why is that guy there? And why is he there? And
you used to watch it at midnight. I couldn't do it because
oh, I had to.
I have a strict bedtime.
and then you watched it during your lunch.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I gotta watch it in my lunch. I can't talk about it until like. I was like, oh my god, I want to tell you everything that happened.
It was good though. I enjoyed it a lot, and can't wait for season 2 and for our next episode so we could discuss about it.
And hopefully everyone's entertained and they could go along with us and recap this. And if you guys think you guys want to add your comments and we could talk about this during the comments, we could hopefully we're on and we could chat with you guys and theorize what we think that season 2 is going to be about.
Absolutely. So for right now, we're gonna hold off on the trilogies and the Star Wars movies. So the Skywalker saga. We're gonna hold off on that right now. We're just gonna focus on Mandalorian. So next week we'll be doing episode 2, and if we get the math right and our timing right, by the end of the 8th episode, hopefully by then season 2 will be ready to air, and then we'll of course jump on that.
And if you guys are watching this now, either the trailer came out and we did a review on that, and then you guys started watching watching this and following along just to get a recap of what's going on. And
as of recording, no trailer yet. No trailer yet.
But maybe in the future, maybe you guys are watching this from the future.
And you know something we don't.
I know. Don't tell us. Don't let us know yet.
All right. Anything else, Cisco? You wanna add on, or that's about it?
I think we said enough. I think we went through the whole episode.
All right. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Also, we're on Instagram at the Highground Pod. So thank you everybody for watching this episode, and we hope to see you soon.
Okay. And may the Force be with you guys.
May the Force be with you. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good night, guys.